Hello everyone. We want to start the part 3 of solving the project management proficiency test. Now, this is the third video, and let me review what we have done so far. So far in part 1 and part 2, the video 1 and video 2, what we have done is creating the calendar. We need to skip for now the overhead cost and budget, and we defined the work breakdown structure, project task, provided the link between task in Microsoft project, and defined the deliverables inside of the project. Also, we created a master plan for everything. We define activities, yes, and also we define resources inside of the Microsoft project. Now the next step for us is to perform resource assignment. Okay, let's start. Let me see what we have here. Let's start with let me open the ultimate exam and resource pool as well. Project A. Let's start with the project A. Project A, the resources here, it's linked to resource pool if you followed our previous video. Now what we need to do is basically to perform resource assignment. Okay, one point regarding the Gantt chart. If you see, for example, on the view, as you can see, Sunday and Saturday is off. It's because you can double click or right click time scale and where is that, non-working days. There is a calendar that is set here. It is just a view, it is not affecting any calculation. So here for the project I can select the project calendar and press OK. Then let's check one point just to make sure everything is correct, because I do not see the change working time. This is a project calendar. This is a project A. For this one I think I can use the project itself. Project A. Wait, no, it's a project. We didn't define calendar for each project, right? So here, okay, we have exception starting from 21st of October to 4th of November. Why? Okay, so one mistake I made when I defined this setting. Now I found a mistake here, and guys, remember, I am not re-recording this. Whenever I face a problem, I identify an issue by myself, I will try to solve it inside of Microsoft project, and it's one of them. How did I identify this issue? Is I changed the on the UI, changed the calendar to the project calendar, but I didn't see any off days, any public holidays. But I remember in my mind, I had remembered that there was a, see here, the first Monday of each month is off for all project. So why I couldn't see this? Probably the calendar has an issue. And then I open, see, okay, we have the exceptions, but I didn't set for how many times or till when. Let's say start from 20th of October till the project supposed to be end of May, right? So let's say till this day, and now I can see 7 times. Now I press OK, but still I cannot see it. I cannot see it here, and it's really strange why I cannot see this. Another bug, dear Microsoft. Whew. Time scale. let me try something to be sure if it's an UI, or let me create another one. Oh wait, maybe, oh, why 2007? Why the project start date is 2007? So I don't know why, but Microsoft considered the start date of project 2007. This is also an amazing thing. See, 7 October of 2007. So how can I fix it? I open, see here I can select, right? I can select maybe start date of project. Start date of project supposed to be 1st of November, right? 1st of November. Okay, press OK. Now it's okay. Now I can see the public holiday, but I don't know why and how that one was wrong. Okay, let me quickly check start date of two other projects as well. This one 2009. Come on, Microsoft, what the? I need to check the previous videos and see what exactly happened, guys. Probably either it's my mistake or a mistake from Microsoft. A bug, potential bug. Okay. So far so good. Project information, project calendar. Okay. But here it's 8 a.m. Maybe I forgot to set this one as well. 7, it should start from 7. And why when I set 7 this one jumped from here to here, Microsoft? What the hell are you doing? Okay, so because of, I think, the project for this task. Okay, now let me fix other projects as well. This one is 2009. Come on, I don't know why. Okay, and project calendar. Okay, so back to project A. Now should be fine. 1st of November should be fine now. Okay, let me change something on UI as well. You can consider this part. This is my standard for project start day. This type and the blue color. This is something I like to view on the UI. If you want to use different color code, feel free to do it, but that's something that I prefer. And current date, I prefer like this and red. Okay, and there should be a status date. Okay, status date. I want to sit, and I want to sit with maybe purple. Yes, good. See, this one is green. Start to finish date of project blue. Okay, so because of the mistake or bug that I identified in the beginning of this video, I couldn't start the resource assignment yet, but I think we good now. I think we are good now to start the resource assignment. So this is a project task. On my videos on the on my videos with other tutorials, you can find different approach to perform resource assignments. But here we have a very complex, the most complex situation of the resource assignment in software, and you need to use very precise and specific approach to perform the resource assignment. So in this video, because I'm repeating myself, my concern here is only to solve this project management proficiency test. It's not regular tutorial for Microsoft project. Okay, now let's start with the resource assignment. Supplementary information, resource assignment, calendar, and fixed cost. Okay. Project A, task 1. Resources required for task 1. 3 kits to provide at the beginning of the work. Okay. The engineering team start working with 2 man days on day 1 and continue the work on day 1 with 1 man day. 2 man days on day 1 and continue the work on day not I think I made a mistake here, after day 1. Okay, let me fix it here as well. Okay. Go back now. Let me see how can I assign this kind of resource assignment. Now I need to change my view. First of all, I need to use because the way that each resource assignment and the way that resource assigned to each task now is very complex and non-linear. So I need to use task usage. Okay, task usage. Okay, task usage. Now I can select task 1. Okay, I can double click resource, then select kit, then select, it was worker, right? Let me check. Engineering team. But question is, which engineer? Engineer in Dubai, engineer in Iran, engineer in London. It's based on location. So I also need to know what is the location of this task. Where did exactly we define that? We define this in location. Now we can see how this information can help us here. Okay, so this task is happening in Tehran. So I need to define which task is required. I said kit, then engineer Iran. Okay, and regarding a unit, you can leave it for now. Just the initial assignment is happening. Let me press OK. Okay. Keep your always when you want to do this, always keep your eyes on the duration of the task when you do the resource assignment. Okay, yeah, it's a kind of golden rule. Now let me go to the task. Okay, so default is assigned for because the duration was 1 day, but and also remember we didn't define any duration for each task yet. And in the question it is mentioned the duration of task will clarify based on the resource assignment. Now go back here. 3 kits to provide at the beginning of the work. Okay, so at the beginning of the work, day 1, you need 3 kits. Right? I can use it here. 3. Okay, I can put it here. It's a work. Okay. It's a work. I can for the material and for the resource I can enter the value. Then for engineer it is mentioned the engineering team start working with 2 man days on day 1 and continue the work after 1 day. It was on with 1 resource. I think I made a mistake here. Let me check other tasks. For day 1 and day 2, the engineering team has 2 man days resources, but day 3 and 4 only 5 hours of the engineering team is required. Okay, so maybe it's supposed to say on day 2. Maybe this was my mistake at the time of I designed this question. And let me repeat it again. I designed this question back to 2019, and since that moment, because I was really busy in real life, I didn't try to solve it. But it was available on internet. I shared with everyone. Ask anyone like to have a challenge, try to solve it. And I didn't. I think only one person sent me an email, and he managed to solve at least half of the test, but I didn't receive a comment that this part of the question has an issue. Strange. Anyway, maybe he also had continued with an assumption. Okay, let's fix it and continue, because it's not important. It's not really important here. Okay, so what is it saying is engineering team start working on with 2 man-days on day 1 and continue the work on day 2 with 1 man-day. What does it mean is, okay, so each man-days in this project, based on our calendar working, based on our working hours per day, is 10 hours. This is what we defined in project an option setting, that each day is 10 hours working. Let me show you again. And it's not display schedule here. This is a setting. Starting 10. Okay. Then it's but it says 2 man-days. It means 2 resources of engineering in Iran. So 20. Okay. And then for next day is 1 man-day. So it's like the duration of the task. Let me go back to Gantt chart. The duration of the task is 2 days. Okay, 2 days. And go back to task usage. Task usage. Where is it? Where I cannot use it? Task usage. But the resource, the kit resource, receive and consume on day 1. We consume. We're gonna use 20 hours Iranian engineering on day 1, and for next day only 10 hours is planned. It's not happened. It's a plan. We are doing the planning, how to consume our resource in this project. And let me tell you why I'm using this approach to do the assignment. Because if you try to do the assignment in classic way, traditional way, like just double click on the task. For example, let me move to, if you here double click on the task, try to define here, put 3 and 1 here or 2 here, Microsoft project, spread the resource for the duration of the task, and it's totally linear. Then you have to come here, task usage. If you want to change the style, you have to come here, task usage, and manually change it. But why you are not doing this directly from here? That's the point. You are going to save time, and it's very precise and low-level resource assignments. Very low level with details for you basically planning for each day how to consume and how to use your resource in the project. Now, important point. If you remember, cost of the resource was different based on the location, right? So how can I define? Do you remember? Let me go back to resource sheet. Here, for example, for engineer Iran, cost, you define tab A, tab B, tab A and B. I think it was in Tehran, it was in outside of Tehran, and that's why I'm telling you, Microsoft is very stupid that Microsoft didn't allow user to put a comment or rename this shit. It's really annoying. Okay, especially when you have a lot of resource and each resource may have different cost tab. Now on assignments, either you need to memorize it or write it somewhere, but it's not nice, right? So I need to you can, I think, double click. You can double click, and remember, on a resource that assigned to a task, double click and change cost rate table Okay, here, and here also it's mentioned A, B, C, D, E, and you don't have the description, so you need to know what is the meaning of E, and press OK. Okay, but the important point is here is no. Another approach is you insert cost rate table field, and here you try to change it. It's not a bad idea to have it here, just keep in mind that if location is tier 1, this should be A. Okay, if you made a mistake, your eye can catch it. Sometimes your eye can catch it, but if you try to double click and change one and you do not, this one is not in front of your eyes, if you made a mistake you cannot see it. Okay, so let's continue. So we have done with the task 1. So it means the duration of the task 1 based on this description is 2 days, right? Now we have fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, fixed cost 3. Okay, based on the resource you assign to the task, let me add a field cost. You can see the cost of task 1 is let me change the not dollar, no decimal, no symbol. Okay, 480,000 units. If you remember the first one, I think I don't remember second video, we said we don't use in this example we don't use specific currency. You can use your imagination. It can be real, it can be real, euros, dollars, anything. Okay, Bitcoin or whatever. But the important point is whole project should have same currency. Okay, my coffee. Let's continue. So this task is 2 days. That's why I told you that the duration of task depends on the type of resource that you're gonna use. That's the very important concept that you need to keep it in your mind. Okay, next, let's continue. Fixed cost. Regarding the fixed cost, in Microsoft project we have 2 types of costs. One type is those costs that defined based on the resources that you assigned. Okay, another type is fixed cost. Fixed cost is exactly a fixed cost not related to resource, and it linked to a specific task. If you insert, there is Microsoft project, there is a field fixed cost, one field, remember, one field fixed cost, and you can put, for example, let me put 50,000. If you put 50,000 in fixed cost field, then you can see your total, the cost of the task, or total cost of task increase also by 50,000, right? Also, in Microsoft project, you have 3 resources. Not 3 resources. You have a resource type as a cost. Okay, so if you go to the resource sheet, you can define fixed cost 1. Oh, I should not do it here. We have a resource pool, right? So let me try to open the resource pool. Okay, this is the resource pool, but read only. Let me close them. I think I made a mistake and didn't save. It's okay. This case also happened. Fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, fixed cost 3. In past, I think before 2010, in Microsoft project there was no resources cost, and people used the fixed cost field in Microsoft project, but they introduced this one. But I remembered a bug issue or something that Microsoft didn't calculate, didn't consider the fixed cost the cost of fixed cost resources inside of the earned value analysis. I don't know if they fix this problem or not, but we can try. Let's try and see. If it didn't work, well, we can move back and try to use the fixed cost field. But here also you need to remember, Microsoft project only has one fixed cost field. But to make it life easier in later on, let me save this one. Why it's read only? Again, let me check. No, not read only. Open resource, read and write. Open resource, read and write, and all other share files into not new. Okay. Fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, fixed cost 3, and the type, you just need to change the type as cost, and that's it. You don't need to only this one. You don't need to define anything else. You define only fixed cost. And okay, I'm afraid we're gonna end up the bug for the earned value, but it's okay. I can expect that, but if it happened, we need to move back to use fixed cost field, and in that case we need to define 3 separate fields, and because I think one of the reports is related to this point. We will see. We also may have a problem with one of the reports requiring this proficiency test, but we will see. It's good. It's nice. We try this, see if that bug exists or not. If we couldn't use this solution, we switch back to other one. Yeah, it's good. We can do that. Okay, project A. So in project A, I define in here, right? Save. Then project A. Let me go back to task usage. No, it's here. Good. Now I can define 3 more resources, right? Cost 1, fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, and fixed cost 3. And for this one doesn't matter, I can put immediately the value. How much was 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 200,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. Okay, press OK. Now the total cost of task increased to 1,380,000. Okay, I didn't use the fixed cost. I will keep it here. Okay, so far so good. Now let's move a little bit faster. For task 2, 6 kits in total require 3 of them at the beginning of the work and 3 of them to receive on the last day of work. Okay, we need kit. For day 1 and day 2, the engineering team has 2 man days. Okay, but for the day 3 and 4, only 5 hours of the engineering team is required. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Let me see if I can. Task 2. So task 2 require kit, require engineering, but engineering from location. Okay. fix cost. Maybe remove this one for now. Okay, task 2 is also Tehran. So what was the last resource? 2 integrator. Every day we need 1 worker to work on this task. Okay, so let's start again. Kate engineer Iran, right? Then we need integrator Iran, and we need worker Iran, right? We didn't miss anything. And also cost. Fix cost 1, fix cost 2, fix cost 3. Lovely. Now let's start and see. So this task, engineering, 10 hours, right? Day 1. No, let me check. This one, remember when it's identified how many is the days, how many is the working days for task 2, we need to put 3 on day 1 and 3 at the end. Task 2 for day 1 and day 2, 2, day 3 and 4, 5 hours, half resource. So 200, because it's Iran for engineering, integrator Thursday and Friday is off, then 5 hours, then here for only 5 hours. 2 integrator are required on day 2. Day 3 we need 1 integrator, and on day 4 we need 2. Okay, so it means on day 1 we don't need any integrator, but 20 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours. Day 1 0, right? Let me double check. 2 integrator required. 2 integrator means 20 hours. Day 2, day 3 we need 1 integrator, and on day 4 we need 2, 20 hours. And worker, whenever it requires, I need 1, because there is no work on Thursday and Friday. Workers also can stop working, or you can include on their calendar worker, Iranian worker also not working on Friday, because I don't think we don't have any, although it's not mentioned in the test, but we don't have any work for Iranian, if I remember correctly, that happened on Thursday, Friday. Maybe one of the consultants, maybe, I'm not sure, but let's keep it this way, we will check later. Okay, so this is a plan for task 2, right? And let me kit, I forgot the kit. It's a 3 now and 3 at the end. Okay, 3 now, 6 in total. Then fixed cost 300, 200, 120. Fixed cost 300, 200, 120. Okay, so task 2 is 4 days, and this is the total cost for the task 2. Okay, now let's move to task 3. Task 3, 1 integrator and 1 engineer are working on this task and finish their work by end of the day. So one day, one integrator, one engineer. Okay, so task 3, one integrator. Task 3, where is it? Task 3 is S1. Oh, okay, so I didn't. So for this one, worker, engineer, integrator, is A, right? Should be A. And but this one is happening in S1, so I should keep it in my mind that integrator E1. Then I have, what was that? Integrator in one integrator and one engineer. One engineer, one integrator, engineer E1, integrator E1. Okay. End of day 1. We need to use Mr. X or resource X for 3 days and each 5 hours. For this task we need to use Mr. Y for 3 days and each day 2 hours. So here I also have Mr. X, resource X, and resource Y. Okay. What it mentioned that integrator 1, engineer 1, they can work 1 day, right? One integrator, one engineer. So far so good. One of the issues that Microsoft project has, one of the kind of weakness on resource assignment and resource planning that Microsoft project has is you cannot define a link between two resources when you do the resource planning and resource assignment. For example, if I said resource X and resource Y can work on this task only when they both are available, you need to calculate, you need to do it manually. You cannot define this logic inside of the Microsoft project. Or you need to combine them as a new resource and use that for the assignment. It makes it a little bit complex. Well, anyway, it is what it is. Microsoft project is a great tool, but it also has its weakness and also some strengths. So we need to consider this. So back to our question. So I defined work for these two. Not really. Why 2 hours here? Let me move back to Gantt chart. Seems like something is wrong, and it caused that this work start a little bit earlier. Let me check. Okay. Task 3. One point I forgot to mention. When you assign the resource, there is a task, there is a section. You can specify a calendar. If you do not specify a calendar for the task, then Microsoft use the resource calendar to calculate the schedule for that specific task. Okay, so for this one, let me check what is the issue here. Why it start at 4 p.m. Let me check. If I remove maybe calendar for the resources issue, let me check. Mr. X 7, Mr. Y also 7. Okay, engineering run. Okay, so calendar seems fine. Let me check the project information. 7 a.m. is fine. Let me remove the link and let me see if this case exists. No. Control Z. So it definitely moved here because of the resources that link to this task. Okay, but why? Question is why. Let me move back to task resource sheet, current task usage. Okay, task 2 finished here. I'm going chart. Task 2 is finished here on Sunday, but for Monday it is planned to start this resource. Let me try something. First of all, let me select all the tasks. Let me try something. Select all the tasks. It might relate it to this one. It's a good approach that for all the project tasks you assign project calendar, but you don't need to select this one. Okay, now let me mention this. Now it's ignore the resource calendar, but when I remove this one, it apply the resource calendar. Okay, so but it is not clear for me why it is starting 4 p.m. 11th November. Okay, that's something that puzzles me, why it should start at this day. What is the predecessors for this task? Only task 2. Okay, let me remove this one. What I'm doing here might happen to you also. Okay, now it start correctly. So why when I select this task, now seems like it's corrected somehow. So it was a bug. I just removed. Let me double check the task 3 for predecessors. Let me check before saying it was a bug. I get it. What was the problem? I get it. What was the problem? Let me show you. It's really interesting. It's really important for you, and I'm really happy that I press save button. How can I return back? Oh my god. The problem was, if I do this here, no, not this one. No, it's correct. Now it's correct, but the problem was, let me explain you what happened. Do you remember your previous videos that we said, oh, I didn't fix the calendar, I started to provide, because basically what happened, I defined the task, then I updated the calendar. When I updated the calendar, if you remember, if you go back to watch second videos, if you remember, the duration of task changed from 1 to 0.8. okay, basically that happened in any place of Microsoft project that you define a duration type of data. One of these type of data was lag and delay on the link between two tasks. What was happened that this one also was changed to 0.8. I didn't notice, and because of that, this task is started by 11. So when I tried to fix the calendar in previous videos and try to clean up, update the duration to 1, I didn't notice that we have a task with we have a task that has a lag, and this lag also updated to 0.8, and I have to fix it. That's one of the reasons that's very important, that you always try to set up the calendar first, then start the data entry for the specifically duration and the resources. It's really, really important, because these small things can totally mess up your planning. And if you do not have experience enough, for example, like me here, believe me, you cannot find this. You cannot find this. It will puzzle you for days to find these kind of mistakes. I think we have more. We should have more, right? Not in this project, but it would be funny to see it here. Let's see. Task for project B. It should be this one also. I don't recall if I task for C 0.8. That's the point. This one should be 1, right? I think we have more. We should have more, right? 1, or we don't have any more. No, that's 2. It's really. I'm really happy that this case happened. I'm really, really happy this case happened, because these are not something that you can, in normal scenario, normal tutorial, can explain. But now it happened. I found it and I fixed it, and it was not a planned. I'm recording without. I didn't plan for this case, honestly. Now let's move back to the assignment. Okay, so this one we said, okay, engineering 1 and integrator for 1 day should work. Okay, then we have resource X and resource Y, and for these I think what it mentioned, I forgot. Task 3, 3 days, each day 5 hours. So we need 3 days of this resource X. So this is off. Remember, this resource only works on specific days. 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, and this one also 3 days, right? 5 hours. No, sorry, this is integrator. 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours. But as I mentioned, in Microsoft project, there is no logic for this, for the link of resource between each other. So the duration of this task is 5 days. Now let me move back to competency. All okay, seems like okay. Now move back. Now fixed cost 150,000, 250,000, and 0. Task usage. Fixed cost 1, fixed cost 2, fixed cost 3. How much? 150,000, 250,000, and 0. Okay, interesting. Now, task 4. We need 8 kits. 50% of the kits should be delivered at the beginning of the work and remaining at the end. So task 4 is only we need kits, right? But it should be wrong. Something is not correct here. Task 4. Task 4 it shouldn't be like this, only kit. Some maybe. So I'm sure the person who claimed that managed to solve most of this practice, he couldn't pass this part. Let me add a scenario. Maybe, I don't know. Where is the location of this task? Oh, I forgot to check. One point that I forgot for task 3. Task 3 was a Swan, so integrator should be B. Look at the cost. Look at the cost. Changed. Engineer changed. But for the resource, X and Y, we had I don't recall. Let me move back to resource pool. For resource X, do you remember what was A and B? I don't remember. That's the point. That's the point at Microsoft. I don't have any clue why they didn't fix, because this is available, I think, since I remember. Microsoft Project 2000. This is available for a long time, and they didn't bother to improve it, to just allow user put a label. You can use notes, yes, but you cannot see the notes when you want to assign it. So this one I think was in Iran, and this one I think is outside of the Iran. 60,000 per hour, and this is 400,000 per day. Okay, so for this resource, Tehran and Swan is not a big difference. Project A. We recorded almost 1 hour and we only managed to perform assignment for 3 tasks. And okay, so for this one, let's see what we can do. Let's say I don't want to make it complex. Maybe we need down the way. Admin team, no. Worker, maybe add. Maybe pull workers. We need to add workers. This task require 2 workers that works for 3 days in row. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to solve, improve, and fix the issues live. Back to the project. Now double click resource. So we need worker, right? And this is in Iran. Worker Iran. Then we need kit, right? And okay. Worker in S1 or Tehran is same or not? Let me check. Worker in Iran, cost. Yeah, poor workers. I said 3 days, each day 2, so 20 hours, 20 hours, 20 hours. And for the kit, I mentioned task 4. We need 50. We need 8 kits. It means 4 kits here, 4 kits here, and kits also in Iran. So far, no, it's Dubai. Sorry, it's Dubai. Another mistake by me. So this resource is not valid. I need to use worker foreign. Okay. Sorry, my bad. It is Dubai, not. And now worker foreigner. Kit is B, cost changed. And also this one is 20 20 0, right? Worker France, not France, worker foreign, but foreign is B. Oh, there is no A and B. I think worker is same, and but the kit, the cost is B. Okay, see, it's really tough. Okay, next one, tax 5. This is a particular task that needs to be handled by admin team. Forgot the fixed cost for the previous task. I'm getting old and keep forgetting stuff, guys. When I'm not here, use these tutorials. My passion was project management, and I hope you enjoy these videos when I'm not here. There was a time that I could remember everything. Now I have to double check everything to make sure I don't make a mistake, and I still made a mistake. Okay, task 5 should be by admin. Okay, this task cannot stop. This is beautiful. This task cannot stop, and the resource should work on it non-stop. By non-stop, it means you don't care if it's 6 p.m. You have to continue. You don't care if it's night. You need to work. You don't care if it's public holiday. You have to work. You don't care. Nothing can stop you. Nothing should not stop the task. And task it's a continuous task. It's a continuous task, non-stop task from the start till the end. No public holiday. No rest time. No pee time. No poop time. No tea time. Nothing. Task must continue. That's the definition. We call it in Microsoft Project E days or E hours. Whatever the measurement you use for the duration of the task, you put E behind that, and it means this condition. It basically refers to this condition. Okay, one admin is required to work on this task. This work take 3 days, and don't think that it's a one resource that doing this. What I have done, nothing. Okay, fixed cost. Okay, for task 4. Task 5, resource admin. Okay, because where is the admin task? Admin here, because although it's mentioned 3 days, and also it means one admin require, but you don't necessarily have one specific person that needs to work 72 hours, right? You can have multiple resources that working together replaced, but on the project you have 3 days non-stop 72 hours of work that the admin type of resource should cover. We need to look at it in this way. Of course, one person cannot do that. Maybe in some cases. Very exceptional cases. Okay, so 3 days, 3 E days, right? So let me say 3 on the duration of the task, 3 E days, and for the admin, Now we have a problem that 3 days. The problem is we didn't specify the work, right? We only set for 3 days. 3 days in a row. Okay, what Microsoft project did here is it started because the previous task 4 is finished by 6 p.m. When it changed for next task, it changed to 3 days. It considered that right after finishing this task, it means after 6 p.m. of that day, task 5 will start. But it requires 72 hours, so 6 hours in this day, 2 24 hours and 1 18 hours. Looks like 4 days, but basically it's still 72 hours. What I can do here is, depends. If you want there is task 5 start right after the task 4 or wait for basically 6 hours. What I can do is, for the link, that's one approach. I'm afraid to use this. Remember the bug? Task 5. One approach is, here I add 6 hour lag. Then move back to task sheet, task usage, and it's would like this. But I'm really reluctant to use this approach, because later on when you want to try to update the project, you always have to keep in your mind that maybe put a note, the 6 hours lag on this task is not related to link logic for previous tasks. Okay, it's only a way to push a start day of task 5 to the beginning of next day. Okay, but it depends. You may say no, right after finishing task 4 I have to start. Okay, you need to consider this point. But now, by that lag that I set here, I managed to move basically waiting time. I added a waiting time for 6 hours, so this task has 5 start the next beginning of the next day, 1 a.m. basically 12 a.m. and start at midnight, and for 3 days. Okay, what is the next? Task fixed cost. I think I remember it has fixed cost. Fixed cost 1, 2, 3. Now let me check. 100,000 and 50,000. 100,000. No, this one was 0. 50,000. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Now next, task 6. 4 kits required and to be provided at the beginning of the work. Engineering to work on this task with 1 resource full time on day 1. Okay, so we need kit, we need engineering. Okay, this one also was in Tehran, right? Okay, but this one is London. we need engineering London, and we need kit. Okay, and we need fix cus 1, fix cus 2, fix cus 3. Let me check the value. 100, 200, 400. 100, 200, 400. Okay, now engineering London. I don't recall, there was no B, right? Only A. And kit is happening outside of Taiwan. Okay, we didn't have kit here, right? No. And this one was Dubai, kit B, correct. So engineering, let me read the engineering for kit at the beginning. So for this one, can put 4 at the beginning. For the engineering, what it mentioned on this task, with 1 resource full time on day 1, then for day 2, 3, 4 we need 10 hours, 15 hours and 20 hours from engineering team. Okay, so basically it is saying full time is also means 10 hours. It means 10 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, 13, no, 15 and 20. 15 hours and 20 hours. Okay, and fixed cost. So far so good. Now task 7. Now we can move faster. Mr. Y or resource Y works on this task, and the necessary work for this task is around 15 hours. So total work for this resource on this task is 15 hours, and Mr. Y cannot work more than 5 hours per day. Okay, so basically it is saying Mr. Y can only work 5 hours per day, and in total this task requires 15 hours. Okay, so task 7 is only Mr. Y and fixed cost, and it's on in Shiraz. Mr. Y, the resource Y, and what was else? Fixed cost. Okay, how much was the fixed cost for this task 7? 150. 150. 00. Okay, Mr. Y is doing this in Shiraz. If I remember, for this consultant there was no difference between Shiraz and Tehran, so it's A, and it said Mr. Y require 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours. Okay, so task 7 is done. Task 8. Let's see what we have for task 8. 2 members of the engineering team are required to work on this full time for 2 days. 1 integrator needs to work on this task for 4 days. 1 integrator 4 days, 2 engineering full time for 2 days. Okay, so engineering and integrator, and the fixed cost. And it's in Dubai. Remember, it's Dubai. I said integrator foreigner, right? Then we have engineering Dubai, right? And we have fixed cost. How much was the fixed cost? 250, 350, 200, 350. Okay. Engineering integrator. Engineering engineer 2 days. Move to the task. Engineering foreigner. A integrator foreigner. There wasn't B tab for them, right? For this one also no B tab. Okay. Engineering. 2 people. Full time. 2 days. Integrator. 1 resource. 4 days. Okay. And the duration is 4 days. Now task 9. Let's see what we have in task 9. We are close to finish the project A for today. Admin team is responsible for this task. Okay, same as previous task. This is a particular task and it requires working on this task for 2 days without stopping. Same as previous one. 1 admin assigned to this. Okay. But 2 days. Task 9. No. Task 9. Oh, I think I made a mistake. No. Okay. Task 9. One of the engineering team members required to work on this task for 2 days full time. Yeah, I think I made a mistake. Task 8. Task 8. 2 members of engineering team required to work on this task full time for 2 days. No, it's fine. This is different. One of the engineering team member required to work on this task for 2 days full time. Okay, so this one is in Tehran, so engineer Iran tab should be tab A. Then one of the integrator team required to work on this task for 3 days full time. This one is also integrator Iran. Okay, and we also have what else? Task 9. 5 workers are required to work on this task for 5 days full time. Worker Iran. Okay, and we have Fixcus 1, Fixcus 2, and Fixcus 3. And how much? 100, 300, 150. 100, 300, 150. Okay. Engineer, integrator, worker, and now it's interesting because maybe it's not a bad idea I changed the calendar for the because anyway those workers also should rely on what is this? Okay, worker Iran project calendar. Let me create a project. Create from worker Iran. Correct. And let me make Friday and Thursday non-working time for Iran. Okay, Now let me save it and move back to project. I forgot to change here. Worker in Iran, not project calendar. Now they have their own calendar. Okay, so it should be fine now. Okay, now we cannot assign work for the worker during the weekend because in Iran Thursday and Friday is off. So worker 5 days, 5 people, 50 hours, right? 50, 50, 50, 50. Engineer and integrator. How much was the engineer? One engineer 2 days, one integrator 3 days. 2 and 3, so 10. No. Integrator 3. Okay. And the duration of this task is 10 days. Let me check. Task 9, it doesn't have its predecessors. Task 9, project A, task 9, nothing. Okay, but why didn't it start on? It's Friday. It's Friday, and Friday, although it's working on project, it's not working day for the resource who works in Iran, and this task is happening in Iran. Okay, so it but why 5 days? Task 9 is 5 days. The work package itself is 10 days. Okay. So no issue here. Now let me move back to task usage. Task 10. Admin team responsible 2 days. Okay, for task 9 I set up the vidcast. Yes. Task 10. This one first of all is the 1 e-day. No, 2 e-day, right? It required 2 e-day, and the resource is admin. And for task 10, predecessors 6-hour lag. Okay, but remember, if the previous task finished late, like instead of 6 p.m. finished, if you had a case like 10 p.m., then you need to update that link and allow that your next task, which is task 10, to start at 12 a.m. and to do that you need to change the lag from 6 hours to 2 hours. Just keep it in your mind in that scenario. Okay, so this is task 10 and task 11. Let me check task 11. Engineering team needs to work on this task on day 1 for 5 hours, then wait for 5 hours. Interesting. When engineering team finish their work, 2 integrator needs to work on this task for 2 days full time. Okay. So for this task, for this task I have engineering team and integrator team, and this task is happening in Tehran. I forgot to fix cost for previous one. Right, task 150, 100, 250. Fix cost 1, fix cost 2, fix cost 3, 150, right? No. Yes, 150, 100, 250. Okay, now task 11. For task 11 we need, it's in Isfahan, in Tehran. It's in Tehran, so we need engineering team and we need integration team. Engineering team, Indran, integrator A1, and we have fix cost 1, fix cost 2, and fix cost 3. And how much? 50, 150, 50. 50, 150, 50. Okay. But here engineer work 5 hours and should wait, so no need to do anything. But here for integrator, then team finish their work 2, but they need to do 5 hours and wait 5 hours. You cannot define wait, you just need to, for that day you spend 5 hours. But it also means the engineering team, the integration team can start the next day, not right after the engineering. And you need to keep it in mind. For example, tomorrow with updating step, if someone said, okay, engineering team couldn't finish this task on time, they had 5 hours delay in the beginning, it means you need to consider the starting work of integrators for the next day. Just keep in your mind that these 5 hours is kind of a relationship between these two resources, but it's not something that you can define in software, but you have to keep it in your mind. If it's required, you need to update it manually in your planning. Okay, when engineering integrators needs to work on this task for 2 days full time. Hours. 10 hours. Yes. And fix cost. Have we defined the fixed cost for deliverables? Fixed cost? No, but have we had the fixed cost for the deliverables? Let me double check. The deliverables table, no. Okay, so we managed to do the assignment for project A. Remember, the way that I did the resource assignment in this video is a very unique approach, and it's unique and advanced at the same time, because it allows you to assign resources to your task non-linear, and apply very complex situation. For example, a resource works one day, not work another day, or different hours working for each day. Or even if you want, you can change the zoom and apply this, go into the details for every hours, right? You can do this, but in this example we considered only days as a unit of resource assignment. But in Microsoft project there are other approach as well to do the resource assignments, but I didn't mention them in this video because it's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to try to solve the project management proficiency test. Okay, it's a little bit advanced. You need to be a good Microsoft project user, and also you need to have a good solid knowledge of project management, then start solving this proficiency test. And these videos, if you don't know anything about the Microsoft project and Microsoft project management, these videos cannot help you much. This series cannot help you much. You need to go back, watch some basic tutorials on project management and Microsoft project tools and a tool, and then come back and watch this one. But first try to solve it on your own, and then come and watch these videos and help you on solving. And if I made any mistake, I missed something, it can happen, please point it on the comments, mention it in the comments. In next coming videos I will try to solve it. Okay, so in next video I think I can cover project B and project C and see how long it will take. Then we can move for budgeting and perform budgeting for the project. Remember this part? Where is it? Here, budget. We can cover this point, and even we can cover the overhead cost. Have a good day, and see you next time.